This one, I think, is going to be a test. What's going on, Bills Mafia? You're watching the Bills Breakdown by Chat Sports. I am your host, Tyler Smith, and on today's show, we're going to preview the NFL Week 5 matchup between your Buffalo Bills and New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football. And I know I'm wearing a Yankee shirt right now. Playoff baseball is going on right now, but hey, we're here to talk Bills versus Pats. And on today's show, we're going to talk a Bills versus Pats deep dive here, tell you where both teams are at 4 weeks into the NFL season. We'll go through some injury news on both sides, keys to victory for your Buffalo Bills. I got 5 of them, and then we'll get to my score prediction at the end of today's show. Before we get into all this and more, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are in the middle of a sub battle for Week 5, and we're losing right now. I tried to get a head start yesterday, but the Patriots today subs were getting racked up as well. We're down 7 right now, and if you want free, informative Bills content every single day, hit that sub button so we can beat the Patriots off the field before we beat them on the field on Sunday night. All right, let's talk about this matchup, man. The Bills will be rocking their rivalry cold front uniforms for the first time this season. They'll be rocking the all whites with the silver. This is so sleek, man. Josh looks so damn good in them, but that's what they will be rocking for this matchup. I'm fired up. And the Bills are also telling the Mafia to wear white. So if you're going to the game, you're going to be in Highmark Stadium this weekend, wear all white. They're going to be handing out white towels for everybody to throw around as well. Let's get into the Week 5 opponent who will be on the other side of the line of scrimmage in that rivalry matchup. 2-2 record for the Pats so far, a plus 21-point differential, but it is a little bit skewed by a 29-point victory over the Carolina Panthers in Week 4, 42-13 in that one. And the Patriots just completely had their way. It was a real letdown spot for the Panthers, honestly, after they won 30-0 over the Falcons in Week 3. And this is the first Sunday Night Football matchup against the Bills since 2007. The Pats, though, recently have been pretty garbage against the Buffalo Bills, 3-7 in their last 10. Everybody remembers the 40-0 playoff game where the Bills did not punt. Basically, ever since Tom Brady has called it quits, at least in New England, the Bills have had the Patriots number. But I'm not so sure how long that's going to last, at least the dominance, because the Patriots, they're in a pretty good spot. They're trending upward thanks to their quarterback, Drake Maye. He's pretty good, man. Drake Maye is just the third quarterback in NFL history to have a 135-plus passer rating, a pass touchdown, and a rush touchdown multiple times in a season. 2 other quarterbacks have done that in their NFL career, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. So clearly he's in pretty good company here. He's off to a great start after, kind of a slow-ish rookie season, kind of got thrown in there in the middle. But year 2, he's looking like a bona fide top 10 quarterback, maybe even top 5 so far this year. Through the first 4 weeks, he's been really, really good, man. And ever since Week 1, where he had 65% completion, he's completing over 75% of his passes. A lot of those, especially this past week, were 10 yards or less, but still, he's making it happen, getting the ball to his playmakers, or lack thereof, in New England. 287 in Week 1 against the Raiders, 230 against the Dolphins, 268 against the Pats, and then only needed to do 14-17 completion against the Patriots. That game was against the Panthers. That game was in hand for most of it. His touchdown to interception ratio has been great as well, but a couple of advanced stats to look at here on Drake Maye. He will absolutely put the ball in harm's way. Only 3 big-time throws so far this season per PFF compared to 4 turnover-worthy plays. You want this number to be bigger than this number. And currently for Drake Maye, it's not. So the Bills, I would love for them to force a couple of turnovers from Maye in this one. Adjusted completion percentage, though, he's very, very efficient, 80.2. That factors in drops and other different miscues and stuff like that aren't under Drake Maye's control. 7-2 touchdown interception. Not bad at all. And graded overall very above average at a 73.9, I should say, grade per PFF. But I talked about the turnover-worthy plays, talked about the interceptions from Drake Maye. I want to see that kind of be the story of this game because the Patriots are one of the worst teams in the league when it comes to turnover margins. They've already given away the football 6 times through 4 games. A minus 0.8 turnover differential that ranks 26th in the National Football League. Compare that to the Bills, who just turned the ball over 1 time so far this year. That pick that Josh threw, Keon Coleman beat his man down the sideline. Just a great play by Jonas Senker, the safety in New Orleans. But they're a top 6 turnover margin team in the league. This is the story of the game for me. If they can turn over the pass a bunch of times, then this is going to be a pretty nice one for the Buffalo Bills. More Patriots stats that you need to know here. Points per game, they're a top 10 offense so far, but again, they're pretty skewed by the 42-point performance against the Panthers. Not going to sit here and act like the Bills are playing crazy competition yet either, though. Yards per game, their offense is top half of the league. Third down conversion rate, that's what we're going to have to be looking at in the case of Buffalo. Obviously, we know one of the worst third down defenses in the league. Yeah, well, the Patriots are top 10 on the offensive side of that metric. Red zone scoring offense, they are a top 8 unit in that department. Yards per rush, though, that is something that we have to look at as well when it comes to the Bills. Is they're one of the worst run defenses in the league. Well, the Pats' run offense is not that good. As far as the Pats' defense goes, they are solid as well. Top 10 in allowing points per game. Top half of the league in yards per game. So it's a pretty mid defense overall. But look at this. In the red zone, they are absolutely atrocious. Opponent red zone scoring touchdown percentage, 87.5. That's second to worst in the National Football League. And they are a really good run defense as well. So that's something definitely that we have to look out for, as James Cook has been one of the best in the league so far with the ball in his hands. Now, let's shift gears a little bit to the injury report. The Patriots, they're fully healthy. I was talking to Patriots Today host Brett Alper, and he was saying that they really have no injuries. There will be guys on the report, but it doesn't even look like anybody's going to be questionable for this game. And as well, they're going to be getting left guard Jared Wilson back in the lineup. And this past week against Carolina, Drake Maye was heavily protected. Will Campbell, their left tackle, is looking really, really good. So potentially could see some good protection for Drake Maye here. Bills pass rushers have their work cut out for him in this one. As far as the Bills injury report goes, could we see a return for any of these three guys this week? I'm not so 100% sure. Honestly, it would be irresponsible of me to give a designation to either one of these two guys. In the case of Spencer Brown, I believe that he is going to suit up in this one. That's a much-needed return, right? Ryan Vandermark wasn't all that great filling in for him on the right side. I saw a couple people on Twitter try to say that Vandermark did look good in the run game. I don't know. We need Spencer Brown back. Clearly, he is by far the better option there, and I would like to see him back. Missed one game with this calf injury that he's got going on. Oliver dealing with the ankle. Milano dealing with the pec. Maybe one of the two comes back out of that group, but Spencer Brown, I do anticipate him being back in the Bills lineup this week. Let's talk about the Bills injured reserve guys out there. I don't anticipate Tyler Bass coming back at all anytime soon, but in the case of Max Harrison, I kind of have a similar feeling there. He can return from injured reserve this week, but from everything that we've heard, all the kind of sentiment around the building is that the Bills won't be doing that. With the way that his practice window would line up of 21 days, that would kind of line up with the Bills' bye week. So just weird timing all the way there. Maybe they kind of wait until it gets closer and closer to that bye week where they can bring him back and get into more game action practices. Now, the biggest injury on the Bills' docket right now is Cameron Johnston, their punter, who has not really been all that great so far this year. A 38 net average yards per punt from Johnston. That was basically similar to Brad Robbins, who the Bills ended up cutting and signing Cameron Johnston in favor of early on this season. But that's not really what we're talking about here. He's injured. He's not going to be able to play. So the Bills have to go out there and get a new punter. He got roughed up on that last punt of the game that gave the Bills a first down, basically iced the game from there. And McDermott did say he'll miss some time, and there's no timetable at this point as far as a return goes on Cameron Johnston. So the Bills are going to be looking in the special teams department once again. They've worked out a couple of punters. They worked out Mitch Wisnowski, Pat O'Donnell this week after the injury went down on Johnston. But don't forget that they also worked out Ryan Stonehouse and Matthew Hayball as well in week 2 when they were trotting out Cameron Johnston and a couple other punters to fill in for Brad Robbins, who they cut. And in that case, Brad Robbins is still available on the free agent market as well. The Bills will be adding a new punter here. We will keep you guys updated and bring you guys a video when that all goes down. Before we get on to my keys to victory, though, it's always personal with the New England Patriots. If you want the Bills to destroy the Patriots on Sunday Night Football, make it happen. Manifest it. Go down below, smash the thumbs up icon, like the video. If you don't, and the Bills lose, then you may be the jinx. Next, we're getting into the Bills' keys to victory. First, the pass here. I got 5 of them, and then I'll get into my final score prediction as well. First, though, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid and get you up to 2,000 times your money watching your Buffalo Bills in one daily fantasy lineup because it's daily fantasy made easy. All you guys got to do is pick a lineup of 2 to 6 players and just pick more or less, whether it's pro football, college football, baseball playoffs are here as well as basketball around the corner. Mix and match all these different sports and stat types in your lineup. PrizePicks always wants to make it easier for you guys to win real money in real time when they offer awesome deals, like $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. But you got to use our promo code CLNS, like you see in the bottom right of your screen. My lineup for Week 5, Bills versus Patriots. I got Dalton Kincaid with a little bit of a bounce back here, more than 33.5 receiving yards. Drake Maye, more than 25.5 rushing yards. I'll tell you why in just a moment. Josh Allen, more than 30.5 rushing yards because it's QBs on prime time. Tell my picks or fade them. Just do it on PrizePicks. Download the app today. Use the code CLNS for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Keys to victory for the Buffalo Bills to come out on top against New England Patriots and start 5-0. Limit Drake Maye. but limit Drake Maye's legs. We already talked about how he is as a passer. Can touch every blade of grass on the field. But absolutely a sneaky athlete as well. And in the Bills' case, any athlete back there could go out and scramble for big-time yards. Against the Bills' defense so far, like the Bills' run defense we know has been atrocious. It's more than just running backs in between the tackles types of zone runs as well. Against the Bills, quarterbacks have scrambled 11 times for 128 yards. Keep in mind there's also a 2-yard scramble factored in there, so really 10 for 126. 11.6 average. Of those 11 scrambles, 7 of them have resulted in a first down. Got to be able to contain the quarterback. They haven't been able to do that so far this year. And Drake Maye is no stranger to QB scrambles. Through 4 weeks so far, Drake Maye has scrambled 15 times for 89 yards. That's 6 yards per tote. And I'm sure there's going to be more than one Drake Maye scramble for a first down at some point during this game. So got to watch out for those legs. Got to contain Drake Maye and just make his life hell. Make him uncomfortable and make him not want to run the football and gash you on these big runs. And in the other case, in Buffalo's case, keep Josh upright. Because, look, the Bills are one of the best offensive line units in the National Football League. No doubt about it. But if we're looking at strengths on this Patriots defense, it's absolutely on their front, and it's in their pass rush. Keon White, and I'm missing the other edge rusher's name right now. It's escaping me. But those two guys are pass rushing edges. They do not factor into the run game really whatsoever. Milton Williams and Christian Barmore are also really, really good at getting to the quarterback from the interior of that defensive line. So Bills are going to have their work cut out for them, but I have confidence in them. The Bills do have the NFL's lowest pressure rate allowed so far through 4 weeks with 21.4%. So I'm good. I'm feeling pretty confident going into this one. Shout out to Deion Dawkins, David Edwards, Connor McGovern, Osiris Torrance, who's having a pretty good breakout year, and hopefully Spencer Brown is back as well. Josh, I know even if the pocket breaks down, he'll make a play with his legs if he needs to. So I just keep him upright and keep him healthy, and we'll have a good job. We'll have a good time on offense, moving the ball down the field. Get the ball to the yak guys, though. When Josh is not going to be scrambling, when we're not going to be running it down their throats with James Cook, hopefully they do have a good run defense. But let's just get the ball to the yards after catch and contact, guys. Listen to this stat from the Patriots here. The Patriots have recorded 44 missed tackles through 4 weeks. I know this is a problem with the Buffalo Bills as well, but that's the third most in the National Football League. They also have a 17.8% missed tackle rate. It's the second highest in the NFL. Get the ball in James Cook's hands. Maybe get the ball in James Cook's hands on some swing passes in the open field, because in between the tackles, the Pats do have a really solid front seven and run defense. So how about some swing passes for James Cook? Get him out in space. How about some more catch and runs from Khalil Shakir, because he looks like a running back when he gets the ball in his hands. That contact balance is absolutely insane. Get the balls to your playmakers. Dalton Kincaid as well. We know he can do stuff with the ball in his hands. Get the ball to those guys, and it'll just be chunk plays left and right for your Buffalo Bills. Let's keep the defense on their heels. And, this could mean a couple of different things, right? Like the Bills could play a bunch of quick game, go a little bit no huddle. I like all those things too, but how about this? Keep using motion if you were the Buffalo Bills. Now, this stat is insane, as the Bills are one of the most frequent motion usage teams in the National Football League. The Buffalo Bills offense, shout out this guy, Pro Anthony Cover One. He puts a bunch of great stats on Twitter. Give him a follow. The Bills offense is second in the NFL and plays with motion at 194. This includes shifts and resets. Some stats when they use motion. First in EPA per play, seventh in EPA per pass, that's expected points added, second in EPA per rush, first in touchdowns, sixth in yards per pass, and third in yards per rush. So they are efficient when they do it, and they do it at a high volume, which results in high-level production. Keep guys moving. Keep Elijah Moore in motion. Keep Jackson Hawes in motion. Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, all these guys that are constantly moving at the line of scrimmage. Keep them going. Keep the defense guessing, and you're going to have real big success on the offensive side. Lastly, on the defensive end, it's a personal game. Number 14 is coming back to town. Let's contain him in this one, because he just crossed the century mark for the first time this season against the Carolina Panthers. 6 catches, 101 yards, had a 33-yard gash against Carolina as well, and was putting up 17 yards per grab. So he's a player again. He doesn't look too washed, at least as far as what we saw a week ago. So got to be able to contain him. And he's been running a ton out of the slot so far this season. So a big assignment is coming on the doorstep of Cameron Johnston in this game. I anticipate that Benford will take some reps on him as well. Maybe even Trey White. I would not be too optimistic about that matchup. But in the Cameron Johnston department, it is a big time assignment here. He's going to have to stick on him because the Patriots, in my opinion, if you contain Stefon Diggs, who else is really cooking you out there? Is like Kayshon Boutte? Like, I don't even know if I can name another receiver for the Patriots. So contain Stefon Diggs. Clearly, they're far and away number one, and we're going to have a good time. I'm sure Bills fans will go home happy if he goes home with less than 50 yards or so as well. With that being said, if the Bills do those 5 things, they're going to be in a pretty good spot. Predict the score for me down in the comments section. Bills, Patriots in week 5. In week 5, my bad on that typo. Get that score prediction down below. Mine is the Bills win, but it is going to be tight. 27-24. I'm still not all that confident in this defense, you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I think the Patriots are going to put up points here. I think Drake Maye is going to have a good day. But at the end of the day, if the Bills need to go down there and get a field goal, go get a touchdown, and go win the damn thing, we have 17, and you do not. As that will do it for today's edition of the Bills Breakdown. Give me a follow over on Twitter at Tyler J. Smith. 2 H's because the name's comment, and I am not. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. More Bills updates all season long. We'll get the injury reports and practice reports as the week goes along. Get you prepped up for this Bills versus Patriots Sunday Night Football game. We'll see you all then, and as always, let's go Buffalo.